Well, after probably one of the coldest winters that we've had here in a good decade, and probably one of the coolest springs that we've encountered for a while as well this year, everything is running a little bit behind, probably about a month out from where I was last year with growing things, plants waking up. We'll see how that kind of affects a lot of the trees and things as the summer and spring progresses. But I've only just now started sowing my tomatoes, peppers, aubergines, all those things like that. But today I wanted to talk to you about growing sweet potato slips from sweet potatoes. Now, you can, if you want, buy them from a nursery. They do have them for sale, but they're not cheap. I've seen them mostly, each plant is about £4, sometimes more, and that's just per plant. So you're much better off if you can grow your own slips, if you're interested in growing sweet potato from a sweet potato. So I was going to show you how I do that. The best thing is to take a variety that you like, any one that you particularly fancy, and what you want to do is you want to cut it in half. So once you cut the sweet potato in half, you then place it cut side down into a small dish or something a bit like this, and put a little bit of water in the bottom. Put it into a sunny location, either on a heated bench, maybe in your greenhouse, or on a sunny windowsill away from drafts, and leave it there, keeping the water fresh, probably for about a month, I would imagine. More so now that the weather's starting to warm up, but you'll leave about a month before you start to see these green shoots all growing off of the sweet potato. So if I take one of these out, you can see that's the cut sweet potato. I did 2 of them like that, and this is where they start to then grow out. You'll have roots coming out from the bottom, and you'll have plants coming out from the top. The next stage is once they get to about this sort of length, is to just literally break it off from the plant like that. Now you'll see on this that it's starting to put out some roots. It's not quite enough yet for it to be put into some soil. So what you do from this stage is to take the plant and just put it in some water like that. Everywhere where the stem is below the water, you'll get a load of roots all come out. So that's then the next stage. So put the cutting into some water like that. Some cuttings or some plants that are shooting off like this, that are lower in the water, are already developing roots. So these ones you can break off and you can put straight into soil. Totally up to you if you wanted to put it in water for now, and you can get more roots. But one like this as well, if you break that off, careful about breaking the other plant off. This one's attached to, like that. See, this one has got a little bit of a root system on it already. So you can perhaps plant that straight up into some soil. Once they're into some soil, you then need to leave them to root and to get established. This one was actually a cutting from my plants that I grew last year. When you pull them up, they're very easy to root, so you can take cuttings of them and pop them up. I did about 6 or 7. This is the only one that survived the winter. We had such a cold winter with these freeze blasts that we got, and so this is the only one that has managed to get through. So this is why I've decided to do some more plants from that. But these are there once they are in the soil. Next, they'll probably be in here for about a month, and so probably by beginning of May, depending on how the conditions are, we'll then plant them out. Once I've planted them out, I'm going to put fleece over them to allow them to adjust to any cool fluctuations that we can sometimes get in May, and so that'll then keep them a stable temperature. And then hopefully by the end of the year, November time, I should be able to harvest some sweet potatoes and do better than the harvest I did last year. But that's how I grow my sweet potato slips. Half a potato, put it in a little bit of water, warm sunny place. You'll soon get these shoots growing off, and from there into water, you'll then see roots after about a week, maybe 10 days. Once you've got a load of roots growing, and you'll see those, they're then ready to transplant into soil and become small plants. I'm ready to go out into the field. So I hope you're well, and hope your garden's doing better than mine is, and I'll speak to you all soon. Take care.